Alright, let's get into 7-3, continued. Classify conics using the discriminant. Now you might remember using the discriminant when we were doing quadratics, and we did the discriminant in that's the part that is in the quadratic formula that's underneath the square root sign, right underneath the radical. This is going to look a little bit different, but very, very similar still. Our conic standard form here is ax squared plus bxy plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. So this is the standard form here in order to be able to know what is b and all of the different variables here and the coefficients. So it's got to be in this order with x squared, xy, y squared, x, y, and then your constant, and then equals 0. So it's got to look like this before you can decide which values to use for your discriminant. So, but we can use this to classify our conics. So if you're looking for a circle, you have a circle if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. So is less than 0, that just means is a negative number. Okay, if you plug in b, a, and c and you get a negative number, then it might be a circle. The other thing you need to look at for the circle though is b equals 0 and a equals c. So you need both of these things for it to be a circle. Now an ellipse, if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0 and either b doesn't equal 0 or a doesn't equal c. So either one of those can be true. Two more. Parabola. If b squared, here's your discriminant again, b squared minus 4ac equals 0. And that's it for the parabola. And then a hyperbola. If b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0. So that just means a positive number. Alright, so here's the information we're going to use. Now, if you were on a test and you were asked to classify a conic and you were given some equation that you've got to figure out what kind of a conic this is, and you forgot how to use the discriminant in order to figure out what the conic is, you could solve this, you could get this into standard form of a circle or an ellipse or parabola, you know, with the two fractions equals 1. And then you can see if it's a parabola, if you remember what those equations are supposed to look like. So you don't necessarily need the discriminant, but it could be a useful tool if you can remember how to use it. So we're going to do a few examples, and then that'll be the end of 7-3 continued. So here's an example. 4x squared plus 3y squared minus 2d plus 5y minus 60 equals 0. Now if I look at my form up here, I see I'm missing my xy here. I don't have an xy. That goes with my b value. I have everything else and they all are in order, so I got to double check all of that stuff first. I don't have my xy. That means b is 0. That's where my B would be. So here's A, here's C, here's D, and here is E, and this is F. Negative 60, negative 2. Now here is where I'm missing XY, and so that means B equals 0. Alright, now if I were to set up my discriminant, I would have B squared minus 4AC, so that is 0 squared minus 4 times A, which is 4, times C, right, which is positive 3. And so I'm going to end up with negative 16 times 3, negative 48. So I've got negative 48. So I can look back up here at what I just wrote, negative 48. So B equals 0, but A does not equal C. So it's not a circle. So it's got to be an ellipse because B does equal 0. That's fine because A doesn't equal C. So we have this. So that means this is an ellipse. So either B doesn't equal 0 or A doesn't equal C. So either one of those will tell me it's an ellipse. Okay, so we're going to do a couple U-tries, and the way we're going to do the U-tries is I'm going to write out the question here, and then you're going to pause the video, and you're going to work out the U-try, and then you will play the video, and you will see me work out the rest of the U-try, and you'll check your work that way, since I can't walk around and point at your work and yell at you from here. So, let's try it. U-try. 2y squared plus 6x minus 3y plus 4xy plus 2x squared minus 88 equals 0. Now before you pause this, make sure that you put this whole thing in order. So look at this form up here. Make sure you get this all in order before you decide what is A, what is B, what is C. Okay? Now pause. Do the U-try. So, welcome back. Now I'm going to work this out. Let's see how you did. So, I'm going to put this in order. So the x squared goes first, 2x squared, and then I've got the xy, so plus 4xy, and then plus my y squared, so plus 2y squared, and then the x value plus 6x, and then the one that just has y here, minus 3y, and then minus 88. I got all those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, equals 0. So now I have it all in order. And so I'm going to do my discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac. So there's my b value, which is 4 here. 2 is a, b, c. Those are the only ones I really care about for my discriminant, right? 2, 4, and 2. So b squared, which is 4 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is 2. Let's see what that gets me. So 4 squared is 16, minus 4 times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. 16 minus 16 equals 0. So now I look back up here, and I have a parabola if my discriminant equals 0. So I've got a parabola. Hopefully that's what you got. If not, hopefully I helped you with whatever. Anyway, alright. One more U-try, and we're done with 7-3 continued. Alright. 18x minus 12y squared minus 4xy plus 10x squared minus 6y plus 24 equals 0. Okay, now again, put this in order, and then pause the video. Oh no, pause the video, put it in order, do the U-try. Pause. Hopefully you paused. Welcome back. I'm going to work this out. Let's see how you did. Alright, so I'm going to start with the x squared value. Alright, so 10x squared. And then I say plus 4x, oops, plus, no, minus. Oh, it should be plus. Sorry, I wrote it wrong. Plus. You did all of that work, and I messed it up. Drats. Okay. Sorry. You might have to do it again. You can pause the video and redo the you try. Sorry, it's my fault. Okay, starting over again. 10x squared plus 4xy, sorry about that, minus 12y squared, plus 18x, and then the y value minus 6y plus 24 equals 0. Okay, now we have all that in order. And I do my discriminant now. So b, so that's 4 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 10, times c, which is negative 12. Now one thing that's cool is if you had negative 4x, y, then you would say negative 4 squared, which is going to get you a positive 16. So even if you had a negative 4, you should still end up with the same answer. So that's good. That makes me feel better. All right, minus 4 times 10, which is 40, negative 40 times a negative 12. Yikes, negative 40 times negative 12. I don't even know what that is, but I know x, it's going to be negative times a negative, so it's going to be a positive, whatever this big number is. So if the discriminant is positive, what kind of conic do I have? Hyperbola. So it's positive, so it's a hyperbola. Whew. There it is. I'm available for you to email me if you have any questions. And anyway, good luck.